Mother, will you please tell me what's going on? Why are you so interested in Ivy all of a sudden? Look, I know this sounds crazy, but I'm not sure Ethan is a Crane. What? That's insane. You're insane. No, I know. Look, just think about it for a minute. Just think what it would mean if Ethan were not a Crane. If he were not the legitimate heir to the Crane fortune. Mother, you're not making sense. Of course Ethan is a Crane. Look, I know it sounds crazy. I do, but just think what it would mean to Ivy and to our future if Ethan was something other than a Crane. Something other? What are you saying? I'm saying that I think Ethan is someone else's son, not Julian's. No, that's ridiculous. Ethan is Ivy and Julian's son, Alistair and Catherine's grandson, and someday he'll inherit the entire Crane Empire. And what if he's not Julian's son? Who else's son could he possibly be? Sam Bennett's. Ivy Crane and Sam Bennett were lovers.
Hello.
Thank you, Julian, for my wonderful Christmas present.
You're welcome.
You ruined my Christmas, you fool.
I couldn't do anything to stop
Oh,
it.
well, of course you couldn't. You're an imbecile. And now my grandson and heir
Is going to marry the housekeeper's daughter, which, as you know, will wreck the Crane-Hotchkiss merger. But that disaster isn't enough. Now Louise and Sheridan have gotten even closer.
Teresa, I know that you're upset, but I just cannot give you my blessing to marry Ethan.
Please, don't do this. Look, it's official. Ethan loves me, and he wants to marry me. You said that he would never ask me to marry him, but he did. And now you have to forgive him and welcome him to our family.
There's no way. That's just not going to happen.
Please. Weiss, tell me you will walk me down the aisle and give me away to Ethan, the man that I love.
I can't. I'm sorry, I just can't do that.
Breathe in, breathe out. You keep me alive. You are my passion for life.
As usual, you're not up to speed, Julian. Apparently you haven't heard about Sheridan's Christmas miracle.
What are you talking about, Alistair?
I'm talking about my daughter, having been buried alive and dug up, and then coming back to life because she couldn't bear to leave Louise.
Well, that's insane. She wasn't even breathing on her own.
Well, she is now. The entire hospital is talking about the Christmas miracle of Sheridan Crane. She even got a nurse to take her to Mass on Christmas Eve so she could see Louise.
I hadn't heard any of this.
Why, not surprised. You've been too busy betting Rebecca Hotchkiss.
Really, Father?
Oh, Julian, do you really think I give a damn? You can bet whomever you choose, as long as it's not the household help.
Very gracious of you, dear.
Stop this petty squabbling. This family is on the brink of disaster.
I tried to convince Ethan to marry Gwen as planned, but Ivy insisted that he follow his heart and marry the woman he truly loved. So it's all Ivy's fault.
I would never allow my son to marry for anything but love.
Shut up, both of you.
We all know how dangerous it is for Louise to be close to Sheridan. He could find out the truth about the past. We have to separate Louise and Sheridan, and we must make sure Ethan drops Teresa.
No! Ivy and Sam have been having an affair for years. Sam Bennett, the police chief? Well, believe me, I was just as stunned as you are. I never thought Ivy would cheat on Julian. I mean, she's always been so afraid that he'd find some reason to divorce her. He even says that she's so turned off from sex, he calls her the Ice Queen. Then why would she risk everything to sleep with Sam Bennett? In case you haven't noticed, Sam is a hottie. Well, and a kind of earthy plebeian kind of way. In fact, back in high school, all the girls wanted to get him in bed.
Did you?
Well, yeah, I wanted to, but I mean, I couldn't waste my time on a handsome nobody without a family fortune. Besides, everybody knew that he had some secret girlfriend. We just couldn't figure out who she was.
What makes you so sure it was Ivy? Your hunches have been wrong before.
Oh, I would be willing to bet everything on it. That's why I snuck into Ivy's room and I found her locket. There are 2 pictures in it. One of Ethan as a baby, and one of Sam.
Sorry, I still don't believe it.
Well, why else would she be wearing Sam's picture around her neck?
I don't know. Maybe they were lovers when they were younger. Maybe Ivy never got over her first true love, but that doesn't mean that they continued on with the affair. And it certainly doesn't mean that Ethan is Sam's son. It's just all too far-fetched.
Look, I thought it was far-fetched, too, at first. And then I started putting the pieces together, and it made sense. And wait till you hear the rest.
And what kind of brother are you? You know, how can you break your sister's heart like this?
Hey, look. I didn't do anything to Teresa. You did. And you should have never asked her to marry you. You know, you're the one who's bringing all the conflict into my family.
I'm not bringing any conflict into your family. You are, because of your blind hatred for my family.
No, that's where you're wrong. It is not blind hatred. It's based on facts.
What facts?
Well, for starters, your family's responsible for my father's disappearance. Where's your proof? Oh, don't worry. I'll find it.
Yeah, Luis, I'm so tired of your accusations.
Please, don't fight. I can't stand it.
Teresa, I'm just trying to protect you. When Papa disappeared, I vowed not to let anything happen to anyone else in our family. Now, in my gut, I know that if you walk down that aisle with Ethan, the Cranes are going to destroy you. Just like they destroyed Papa.
That is ridiculous. My family would never hurt Teresa.
No, that's ridiculous. Now, I know if I were to walk you down that aisle, it'd be like walking you to your own funeral. Sheridan.
Maybe Luis is right. Maybe I shouldn't have asked you to marry me.
You're not having second thoughts, are you?
I'm sorry if I upset you. You shouldn't be out of bed. You should be resting, okay?
I heard what you said, Luis. I knew that you hated my family before, especially the Crane men. But I was so moved by Teresa's love for Ethan. Couldn't you see it in her eyes? Can't you believe that Ethan truly loves her too? I hoped that you would be able to stop hating my family. I thought that you believed that love could change things. Can't you see that Ethan and Teresa belong together? You know, Luis, I'm so disappointed in you.
I do believe that love can change things. If I didn't, we wouldn't be here together. Everyone thought that you were dead. I refused to believe it. Not when I just realized I loved you. I knew I wouldn't lose you. I knew you'd come back for me.
I felt the same way. I knew I couldn't die. I couldn't leave you. Love brought me back from the dead. It's the most powerful force on earth.
I know that now.
Then you must know that Teresa is going to marry Ethan with or without your approval. Even if you refuse to walk her down the aisle or give her your blessing, she's going to marry him. She loves him with all of her heart. Luis, she's your sister. Can you really just throw her out of your life like that? changing your mind, are you?
Teresa, I can't take you away from your family. Maybe I made a mistake when I proposed to you. Maybe this is all wrong.
Ethan, if you're having second thoughts, maybe it's because your family is pressuring you.
Teresa, I love my family, but they could never pressure me into doing something I don't want to do. They certainly can't pressure me into giving you up. I love you.
And that is all that matters.
And if I wasn't a Crane, if I was just some local guy with a different last name, maybe he wouldn't hate me so much. You know, but I'm a Crane. There's nothing I can do to change that.
There's something you need to know about your real family.
There are so many clues.
Like what kind of clues?
Look, just hear me out. I have heard Ivy refer to Ethan as my son on a number of occasions.
So what? You refer to me as your daughter, don't you?
Yes, but when your father's present, I say our daughter. And Julian is always correcting her. You know, telling her that Ethan is their son. Am I right?
Yes, I have heard Julian do that, but it doesn't mean anything. I always thought Ivy did that just to annoy Julian.
Maybe. Maybe not. And have you picked up on the times when Ivy just panics because Ethan criticizes Sam or says he hates him?
Yeah, I have seen Ivy get upset when Sam and Ethan fight, but it doesn't mean that Sam is Ethan's father.
Well, no, I know it's not proof positive or anything, but it certainly makes me curious, doesn't it? Okay, look, you don't know this, but when everybody was running around trying to save Sheridan, I heard Ivy tell Pilar, her confidant, in this very room that she hoped Ethan's father was safe. Well, I was confused, because Julian was standing right here, in the same room, and he was perfectly safe. That's when I realized she wasn't talking about Julian. She was talking about Sam Bennett.
She actually said Ethan's father, with Julian right here in the room.
Yes. Yes, and the final piece of the puzzle is when Ethan proposed to Teresa. I mean, Julian was furious. He said if he didn't know better, he'd swear that Ethan was not a Crane. Oh, that is when it became totally clear to me. Ethan is nothing like Julian because he's Sam's son.
Mother, I heard Ethan say that sometimes he doesn't think like a Crane, and sometimes he wonders that if he even is a Crane.
Right, so I'm right, aren't I?
I don't know, but if you are, this is just terrible. For Ethan, if he really is Sam's son, then he'll lose everything, the Crane name and the power, his whole future.
I know, and I feel really bad about that, I do. But, you know what they say, every gray cloud has...
What does that mean? What kind of scheme are you hatching?
When what I need to know is, do you love Ethan enough to marry him, whether he's a Crane or not?
Well, I love him. But I would have to think about everything I would lose, you know? The mansion that Alistair was going to build for us, and the lifestyle and everything that goes along with having the Crane name.
What if you didn't have to lose anything? What if you could marry Ethan and have the Crane money and power as well?
I don't understand. How do you plan to pull that off?
What was that, Ivy? Did I hear a cry of protest?
You object to keeping Sheridan and Louise apart and to breaking up Ethan and Teresa?
Yes, I object.
I will not allow you to take love away from Ethan, nor will I allow you to take it away from Louise and Sheridan. My God, Alistair, hasn't she suffered enough? That she finally finds love with Louise? Do you really want to destroy her one chance at happiness?
Ivy.
Ivy, you make me sound like some kind of monster. I'm simply trying to protect the family. As you well know, there are secrets on this estate that could bring down the entire Crane family.
What secrets are you referring to, Alistair?
Even if Ethan is Sam's son, and that's a big if, how do we get Ethan away from Teresa? And how, if Ethan isn't a Crane, do we end up with the Crane power and name?
I am going to see to it that you get everything you want. And I'm also going to take care of myself as well.
What does that look? It usually means you want something and a bomb couldn't keep you from getting it.
You're absolutely right. I always get what I want. And what I want is Julian Crane.
Julian? For God's sake, why?
Oh, it's simple. If Ethan is not a Crane, Alistair is going to make Julian his heir. And then I will be the next Mrs. Julian Crane, and you and I will get everything that we want.
The secret I'm referring to, Ivy, is something in mine and Julian's past.
Yes. Yes, I've heard you refer to this secret before. It has something to do with Martin Fitzgerald. Is that right?
Yes. If Luis ever found out about it, he would destroy this family. So we must stop this budding romance between Sheridan and Louise, and we must stop Louise's sister from marrying Ethan.
We must never allow Luis to snoop into our family secrets. There's no telling what he might discover.
What's the meaning of this? Why were we summoned?
Well, since I've been with Sheridan, I've had the opportunity to do some digging. I discovered your secret, Mr. Crane.
What secret?
Ethan is not your grandson. He's not Julian's son.
That's what you've been hiding.
What the hell are you talking about?
Yeah, you don't believe me there, Junior? Go ahead. Ask your mother.
How could you do this to me, Mother? How could you? I hate you. I hate you. I hate you. I hate you. I hate you.
Maybe you're right, Alistair. Maybe we should keep Louise away from the family's secrets. Maybe I will help you break up Louise and Sheridan.
I don't want to throw my sister out of my life. I love her. I'm just trying to protect her from a lifetime of pain, and if she marries Ethan and moves into the Crane Mansion, there's no way that I can protect her. She's going to be at the mercy of your brother and your father.
I know that you're afraid for Teresa, but I know Ethan. He's strong. He can protect her.
I'm sorry. I just don't think that he can. Sheridan, I know that it's going to hurt you to hear this, but I don't trust Ethan any more than I trust Julian. I've seen the way that he looks down at people, like Sam Bennett. Ethan's the same as Julian. And it kills me to think of my sister spending the rest of her life with a Crane heir. Why'd she have to fall for a Crane? Why couldn't it be someone else?
My real family? What do you mean?
I mean...
Teresa.
Mama.
Hello, Laura.
Ethan. How's Sheridan? And how did Louise take the news of your engagement?
Oh, not well.
He refuses to give us his blessing, and he won't even walk me down the aisle.
Did you expect anything else?
I didn't. And he hates my family. And as much as I recognize the flaws in my family, I can't desert them any more than I'd expect Teresa to desert her family. I can't walk away from them. I'm a Crane. Being a Crane has shaped my life and my dreams. I hope that when Teresa takes my name, that she will share in those dreams. Because I plan to make a difference in the state and in the country. Oh, there's Sheridan's nurse. Excuse me, I want to talk to her.
Did you hear, Teresa? Did you hear Ethan say how much his family means to him? If you tell him that he's not Julian's son, you will ruin his life.
I don't believe that, Mama. And if Luis knows that Ethan is not a Crane, he will change his mind and give us his blessing.
Oh, my goodness, you're only thinking of yourself. To get what you want, you would destroy the man you love. You would take away his identity, his future, everything that's precious to him.
Good news. The nurse said Dr. Russell examined Sheridan and that she's doing so well she can go home soon.
Thank God.
I'm so happy Sheridan's all right.
Such a relief. So, Teresa, what is it you wanted to tell me about my family?
What about Daddy? Gwen. Honey, your daddy is a very, very nice man. He is, and he loves you dearly. But you know that our marriage has been on the rocks for years now, and I don't know, I guess I've just been looking for the right time to leave.
Oh.
Well, Alistair can't hang around forever. And if Ethan's not a Crane, he's going to have to name someone as his heir. And if the other grandchildren are idiots, then he's going to have to name Julian.
What makes you so sure Julian would want to marry you?
Because I can read Julian like a book. Now, Julian is a slave to sex. So, I will use sex to control him. And once we're married, I'll convince him to adopt Ethan.
Oh, adopt him?
Well, yeah, he may not be a Crane by blood, but he knows the family business, and Julian is going to need him. Besides, if he's an adopted Crane, he'll still have all the money and the power that goes along with that, so you can still marry him and be Mrs. Ethan Crane.
This is amazing. I love it, but you still haven't told me how we're getting rid of Teresa.
What, that little gold digger? That's easy. Once she finds out that Ethan doesn't have any money, she is gonna dump him. And poor Ethan, he's gonna be there and he'll have lost his name, he'll have lost his heritage, his money, his little Teresita. Oh, and he will just be reeling. And you'll be there to comfort him as usual.
As soon as Julian adopts Ethan, I'll have it all. I'll have the money and the name and the power, and I'll have Ethan. Oh, Mother, you're brilliant.
I agree. No.
Well, I can't believe I'm actually buying into this bizarre plot. I'm trying to help you divorce Daddy.
Your daddy will be fine. I promise. But we have to start thinking about our future. Now, I am going to be Mrs. Julian Crane. And you are going to be Mrs. Ethan Crane. And little by little, we are going to take over the Crane Empire and rule over it all.
But why the sudden change of heart? What happened to not allowing us to destroy true love?
I know you, Ivy. You must have an ulterior motive for your sudden desire to help us. What is it?
There is no ulterior motive, Alistair. I just realized the truth of your statements.
No, you're afraid. You're afraid if Luis starts snooping, he'll discover your secret.
I have already told Julian, Alistair, and now I am telling you I have no secret. Now, do you want my help or not?
Yes. Yes, it's important that we present a united front as a family.
All right. I will help you get Luis away from Sheridan, but I have one condition.
What condition?
You won't take Teresa away from Ethan. He loves her, and you won't destroy his happiness.
You were going to tell me something about my family, Teresa?
Yes, I was gonna say that I hope one day Luis changes his mind about your family.
I'm going to get flowers for Sheridan. Be right back.
Your life would be so much easier if you just married Gwen, wouldn't it?
Teresa, I won't deny it. You know, I had thought marrying Gwen would make me the happiest man in the world. That she was the brightest star in the sky. Then when you came along, you eclipsed all the stars in the universe.
Well, I hope the astronomers don't discover a brighter star.
No way. And some things are meant to be. Nothing and no one is going to come between you and me. I mean, that's why it took me so long to ask you to marry me, because I didn't want to come between you and your family. And I'm right that I worried about that. But do you think you can marry me without Luis's blessing?
Look, I know it would have been easier if Teresa had fallen in love with someone else. But we can't pick who we'd love. Or are you saying that you're sorry you fell in love with me because I'm a Crane?
Alistair, you are a smart businessman. You know Ethan. He will not be pressured into marrying Gwen, and if you take Teresa away from him, then he is going to walk away from this family. Is that what you want, Alistair? Do you want to lose your heir?
You could always reinstate me as your heir, Father.
Not a chance, Julian. You've screwed up too many times in the past. The rest of my grandchildren aren't worth a damn, and I'm sure as hell not going to leave everything to Sheridan. Women don't deserve the power.
And Ethan's the only one of my heirs who's worth a damn.
All right, Ivy. I'll agree to your deal. We'll separate Sheridan and Luis to protect our secrets, and we'll let Ethan marry Teresa.
Thank you, Alistair. You've made the right decision.
Father, you can't mean it. You can't let Ethan marry the housekeeper's daughter.
Of course not. I was just humoring Ivy. We'll use her to break up Luis and Sheridan, and then we'll send the housekeeper's daughter packing.
It's great to think about revenge and living in this house and everything that comes with that, but we have to be realistic. Those clues aren't going to convince Alistair and Julianne that Ethan is Sam's son. We need absolute proof.
I'm aware of that.
And Alistair is going to think long and hard before he gives up on Ethan as his heir.
I know. But I found Ivy's locket in her room. I know there's more proof there if I just have time to go up there and search.
No, Mother, that's dangerous. Ivy could catch you.
Well, she's in the library with Julian. Look, if she comes out, just keep her busy as much as you can, okay?
Okay, but hurry. We don't want anyone to know what we're up to.
Gwen, I didn't know you were still here.
Yeah, I just came back. I wanted to know about Sheridan.
Well, she's still in the hospital, but apparently she's made a miraculous recovery.
Oh, Ivy, that's such wonderful news.
Yes, it is. It is. Is there anything else you need, Gwen? Because I was just heading upstairs.
No, oh, my God. I'm sorry. I still can't believe I've lost Ethan.
Oh, Gwen, I am so sorry. I would do anything if I could take away this pain.
Oh, no, I'm sorry. I don't want to impose.
don't be ridiculous. You are always welcome here. Come into the living room. I'll ring for some tea. I know how difficult this has all been on you.
It's been very hard. But Mother is doing everything she can to help me.
Yeah, I know that you can't pick who you fall in love with. And I won't deny that I wish that you weren't a Crane. But I'm not sorry that I fell in love with you. You're everything I ever wanted. I didn't realize that until I thought I lost you. But now I know. I can't imagine my life without you.
I can't imagine my life without you either.
Thank God. You know that things are going to be easier for us than they will for Teresa and Ethan.
Why? Because I'm not heir to the Crane fortune?
That's exactly why. Ethan is the crown prince, the heir apparent. There's so much expected of him, and he's gone and proposed to the housekeeper's daughter. You know they're going to fight him every step of the way. There's just way too much money involved.
Julian and Alistair will pull out all the stops to prevent them from getting married. That's why I wish that you would be on Teresa's side. You're her big brother. She needs you now more than ever. You can't just abandon her.
I don't know if I can ask you to give up your brother.
I love Louise with all of my heart. But my place is with you, Ethan. From now on, I belong at your side. This ring is a symbol of our love, and it will never leave my finger, just as you will never leave my heart.
And nothing can stand in our way. I can't wait to make you Mrs. Ethan Crane.
I can't wait either.
Then what are we waiting for? Let's get the marriage license right away. I'll have to find my birth certificate. I have no idea where it is.
I should thank Mrs. Crane for giving me this computer. Now I can scan the papers into the computer, and I will have the proof. Why would Mrs. Crane keep it a secret that Ethan is Sam Bennett's son? I left my laptop in your mother's bedroom.
What made you think of your laptop? My birth certificate is not on it, is it?
It just made me remember that I have to get rid of some things.
Oh, well, I wouldn't worry. No one's going to steal your laptop.
Where would I hide if I were Ivy's secrets?
Our prayers were answered. You're all right.
Oh, Pilar, I think part of me heard those prayers. I knew they were coming from people who really loved me. Your love was so strong that it brought me back from death.
You know, Sheridan's near-death experience, it made me realize that love is the most powerful force on earth. And I know you'll not stop loving Ethan. And I don't want to lose you.
Does this mean you'll give us your blessing and walk me down the aisle?
Well, you're my baby sister. I'll always be here for you.
And yes, I'll give you away.
Oh, Louise, I love you.
Welcome to the family.
Thank you, Sheridan.
Your family better not ever hurt my sister.
You have my word on that.
I would imagine the Lopez Fitzgeralds are celebrating their double coup. Teresa snagged Ethan and Luis bagged Sheridan.
Well, I would imagine you're right, but the celebration won't last long.
No, it won't. As I've said before, if Luis gets too close to Sheridan, he's a dead man. We removed his father. Perhaps it's time to kill the son.
Gwen, darling, your hands are shaking. Oh, I suppose that's only natural under the circumstances. I hope you know I meant what I said, and you are always welcome in this house. And I hope you won't let Ethan and Teresa's relationship keep you away. You have been like a member of this family for years.
Thank you, Ivy. I've always felt so at home here.
Good. Now, why don't I go find Rebecca? I'm sure she could use some tea.
No.
Nothing in the closet. Nothing anywhere else in the room. No diaries, no letters, no proof of any kind that Ivy and Sam had a love child. Proof's got to be here somewhere. Look somewhere else. Wait a minute. People have been known to put their personal papers on their computer. Maybe Ivy's gone high-tech.